I got a little story. I got a little story I want to tell about DNA testing and 40 years of attempting to get a DNA test conducted in a rape case that happened in 1982 in the state of Virginia when I was snatched out of Washington, D.C., taken 40 miles away and to Virginia and convicted of a rape. Now, the important thing is this. Here's the important thing. The state's forensic scientists came to court under oath on the witness stand and testified in court, non-jury trial, that my pubic hairs do not match the hairs recovered from the victim, 29-year-old black female victim's vaginal area, that they were different. And the judge says, no doubt in my mind, I'm guilty, and sent me to prison. Fact. So, by that forensic scientist testifying, my hair don't match, and then the judge convicted me, well, there's a problem there, because two things. I'm factually innocent, and secondly, you haven't convicted me beyond a reasonable doubt. Now, with that in mind, let's bring it all the way up to today. From 1982, I did 11 years, 4 months, 20 days on this rape case, and I didn't even do the crime. I'm still trying to get the DNA test. Now, today, January 13th, 2026, I have a case that's been sitting in federal court over 2 years, right here in Buffalo, in front of Federal District Court Judge Lawrence J. Bilardo. He's a Dixiecrat. Excuse me, y'all call him a Democrat today, but he's a Dixiecrat. He was appointed by Obama when former President Obama was president, a Dixiecrat, Democrat. And now you must understand, Obama don't have no obligations to African descendants of slaves because he's not like us. So, with that in mind, the Democrat, Obama, appoints a Dixiecrat, a Democrat, Dixiecrat. All they did was they took off their wig after the Constitution was drafted and ratified. They took off their wig and called themselves Democrat. They're the ones, the Dixiecrats or Democrats, are the ones that want to keep us in slavery and fought hard to fight the Civil War over slavery. It was the Dixiecrats. That's the Democrats, same people. Now, with Obama appointing Federal District Court Judge Lawrence J. Bilardo to the federal bench here in Buffalo, New York, well, this man sit on this case, and he told me in his order over 2 years ago, in his federal order, I have a viable claim to have my DNA tested, but he won't do it because I'm a black man. He's a Dixiecrat. He wants to keep me in slavery. He wants to keep all that type shit. He ain't no good. This whole court system, and you Democrats, blacks, the Negroes, the Democrats, y'all voting for democracy. That's what you think when you vote for Dixiecrats, Democrats? No, you vote to perpetuate our own oppression. The Dixiecrats or Democrats are the demons. And I've got a federal judge that's my judge now. Oh man, I done went all the way to Second Circuit trying to get him off the case. And they act like, well, we can't do nothing yet. I'm like, man, I'm stuck with this man. And the interest of justice is not what he wants. He wants to make the case go away. So he's sitting on his hands or got his thumb in his ass for the last 2.5 years and don't want to rule on the case by just allowing the marshals to serve the case on the state of Virginia so that my DNA can be compared. Now, they don't want to compare it because in my argument, I told them how I'm factually innocent because of the forensic scientist testifying my hair don't match. So he don't want to have that, because here's the thing. I would be the oldest, I will have served the longest time to be exonerated in Virginia's history if they exonerate me with that DNA test. Now, there's Ed Honecker. He was in Virginia's system with me, not in the same prison. And then David Vasquez. Now, David Vasquez was in the same block that I was in at Buckingham Correctional Center. David Vasquez did 5 years, was exonerated. Ed Honecker, I think he was at Brunswick or Nottoway. He did 10 years and was exonerated. Rest in peace, Ed Honecker, my brother. Rest in peace. Yeah. So, with me being the elder of the ones that would be exonerated, they don't want this. This is Virginia. This is a Dixiecrat judge, federal judge here. Virginia is the capital of the South. This judge is a Dixiecrat. If you looked at a picture of him, this federal district judge, Lawrence Giavato, you look at him, the first impression I get, a pedophile. I see a picture of him, I say, oh, that looks like a pedophile to me. That's what I see him as. And that's just my take on it. Now, if anybody else looked at a picture of him, your first impression, as soon as you look at it, boom, what's your first impression? Who you think you see? That's what you get when I see him. I don't know, but that's the case. So, with that in mind, y'all got to stop voting for democracy and these Democrats, because democracy doesn't mean vote for Democrat. No, that isn't how it works. Man, y'all been voting for since Robert Kennedy. Vote for these Democrats, and they're killing us. They're killing us slowly. And you all who are voting for Democrats are sending us to an early grave. You trying to send us to the slaughterhouse. You got us in a burning house like Martin Luther King said. You all are doing that with your vote. And then you got a nerve to walk around proud. I voted. Yeah, you voted democracy, right? Oh, yeah, I voted for Democrats. See? That's the problem right there. And you feel so proud. You Negro, you're killing us. You're killing us with this. I can't even get a DNA test because y'all got Negroes you put in power, and then they put a Dixiecrat in power because you put a Dixiecrat in power. Oh, you all are ignorant. You're real ignorant Negroes. I haven't voted in over 20 years. Ever since, almost 20. Well, since Obama first ran, I voted in that first election. I wish I never did it. I wish I never did it. He didn't do nothing for black people at all. Not one thing. Oh, he can't do that. He can only represent all the people. Well, how the hell did, when his vice president he appointed, got in the office, Biden, first thing he did was gave a hate crime bill to the Asians. But when Obama, you was in the office, you didn't give us nothing. You didn't give, or what? We should be happy for this Obamacare? Oh, man, come on. All right, I'm out. But just remember, when you vote for Dixiecrats or Democrats, you voting to perpetuate our own oppression. I'm being oppressed right now by a Dixiecrat that's in power, and I can't get him off my ass.